Good morning, everybody. How are you? Are you mindful? Are you practicing the Dhamma? I hope you are all well and you can hear me well. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. I will be here to answer some of your questions for 1 hour. So if you have any questions, please send them in now. And should I somehow did not read your question, you might have to resubmit your question again because sometimes the question don't show up on my screen or sometimes it is moved out of the screen by other questions. So I shall begin reading your comment now. From Corinne Kaur, Satu. Kim Bun Chu, Satu. Ali Hassan, good afternoon Ajahn and all Kalyana Mitta. Hope all of it is doing well. Satu, Satu. Radhapon, Satu. Lenny Can, Satu. Fat Choi Chong, Satu. Eli Hassan, here well Ajahn. Thank you. Kenneth Hunt, good morning Tanajan. You are there. You are clear. Thank you. Adeline Chin, good afternoon. Thai Bun Plau, Thai Bun Pio, Satu. If this is your first time to ask questions or comment, please let me know where you come from also. Adeline Chin, we hear you loud and clear. Thank you. Lucy, Dana, Chitta, good afternoon Ajahn. Watch from Singapore. Thank you. Corinne Kaur, very clear Ajahn. Im Bun Chu, Satu. Question number 1 from Deborah Jonas, Canada. I just finished a 1-week solo meditation in the forest in Ontario, Canada. It was very rough as no pathways were put in place and the drinking water from the lake was difficult to access due to brush and muddy lowlands. There were many ticks that crawled on me as I had to walk through tall grass. I developed a much renewed appreciation of Acharyaman and all the other monks who could live in the forest in a state of poverty much more austere than I did for 1 week. After 1 week I was ready to leave, although I saw the value in staying as I had to be constantly mindful. The dangerous surroundings made me careful and awake, so my sati had to be heightened. A tree could easily fall on me. I could get Lyme disease from a tick or I could fall in the fire I used for cooking. My question is, what is the appropriate balance between picking the ticks up of me and thinking, well, if they make me sick, I have to die anyway. So not to worry too much about it. I still feel itchy thinking about the ticks. Thank you, Tanajan. Well, you have to look after your body. So you try to protect your body in as much as you can, but not to the point where it causes you worry and anxiety. Just do it sensibly. Look after your body, take care of your body, and in the meantime, try to be mindful to calm your mind, not to become restless or agitated. From Irene Uy, good afternoon Ajahn, Satu, Satu. From Kwan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect, Ajahn, may I ask what happened to those who die in the state of jhana? If they have jhana, they would enter the realm of the rupa or the arupa realms of existence. If they have Rupa jhana, they will enter into the Rupa realm of existence, translated as the form existence. If they have Arupa jhana, they will enter into the Arupa form of existence, or formless world of existence. Jinilinpur, good afternoon, Mahajan. I am Jinilinpur from Selangor, Malaysia. Thank you for your past advice. I'm fine now. Sadhu, sadhu. Sawante, sadhu, sadhu. Chi Chin Chuan, dear Ajahn, what is worse than death? Living is worse than death. Rebirth is worse than death. All the Buddhas die, but they don't take rebirth anymore. So rebirth is worse than death. Because death always accompanies rebirth. So if there's no rebirth, then there will be no death. Sapruchai, Namaskaran to Ajahn. Pai Yao, Sadhu. Karuna, good afternoon, Ajahn. Just want to Anjali Namaskaran to Ajahn. Thank you. Eli Hassan, Ajahn, thanks for the teaching last week regarding black magic. I have told my friend about this. He is now practicing mindfulness by saying Bhutto Bhutto. Once he felt uncertainty, insecure, miserable feeling attack. That's right. There's no such thing as black magic. So don't worry about them. Worry about not having mindfulness. Because without mindfulness, then your mind can be attacked by your own defilements, which is worse than black magic. But if you have mindfulness, then your defilement cannot attack your mind. Imbun Chu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Riani Lim, Sadhu. Ri Eng Kan, Sadhu. Chi Chien Chuan. Dear Ajahn, is there such thing as collective karma? For example, plane crash or a village flooded. Does that mean all of them have same karma vibhaka? No, not necessarily. The only thing that is the same is that they all have rebirth. They all take birth in this world. And they all chose to be in that plane or live in that village at that time. That's the karma that caused them to experience the same vipaka. Paul Ding Soon, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pasana, good morning from Bangkok, Prajan. Albert Paul, good afternoon, Ajahn. Namo Amit Tufo. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Ajahn. My question today, if you are practicing the 8th precept and you are in the forest meditating, can you use natural mosquito repellent? Yes, you can use repellent to repel the mosquito, but you cannot use insecticide to kill the mosquito. Will we break the 8th precept because the repellent contains natural oil fragrance? No, because the purpose is to protect your body, not to enjoy the fragrance of the oil. Can Ajahn please advise? Thank you. I just did. Aranut Nui, good morning, Ajahn. Greeting from San Jose, California. Thank you very much for your donation. Yesterday I had a really bad headache. I kept watching my breath and Bhutto until my mind was calm and peaceful. I saw the headache was separated from my mind. I saw it existed for many hours until it disappeared. I didn't have desire for it to disappear. Is this the right approach, and should I do anything else when I get sick next time? yes, this is the right approach, but it's only the first approach. There is the second approach. The approach that you use we call mindfulness. By using mindfulness to calm your mind, then the mind becomes separated from the body and 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 not affected by the headache. The second method, if you want to try, is to separate is to understand the nature of the painful feeling, that they are anatta, you cannot control them, they can come and go as they like. If you want to get rid of them, you can have dukkha. So if you don't want to have dukkha, just understand the nature of painful feeling as being anicca, anatta, and dukkha if you want to get rid of them. If you don't want to get rid of them, then you would have no dukkha. So you want to teach your mind to learn to accept the painful feeling of the body, just like you accept any other natural processes, like the rain or the sun or the wind, for instance. Then every time you get sick, you will not be hurt. You will just accept it as part of life. Mickey LKF. My respect to you, Ajahn Suchart. Thank you for your guidance and teachings, which helped me a lot as a layperson. I am from Singapore. May you be well and healthy and stay on this earth longer to spread Dhamma. Thank you. Megawati Lao, Satu. Chuk Boy Lo. Good afternoon, Bhante. Our body is made up of 4 elements, namely wind, fire, water, and earth. The 5th element is space. Space is that's what it means. The room in which the body exists is called space. You have to have a space to put something in. Like in the car, in the trunk, you have to have space to put your luggage in. So in order for the 4 element to exist, it needs to have space for it to exist. So that's the space element, is called, which is the emptiness. The emptiness is the space element. Or the room, the space of the room. You need to have room for the body to exist. So that's what the space element is. Like we have the space in which all the planets can exist in. If there are no space, then there's no room for the planet to exist in. So if we have no space, there will be no room for the body to exist. Pauling soon, everybody, the mind is different. The mind is different, it's the same and also different. The mind is the same in that the mind thinks and knows. The mind has the 4 namakanda. Every mind has the 4 namakanda, which is feeling, perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. The difference are the defilements in the mind are different. The likes and dislikes are different for each mind. Some mind like something and some mind doesn't like the same thing. Ong Eng Satu. Adeline Chin, thank you, Ajahn. Kwan Liman. Dear Ajahn, sorry Ajahn, I am not very clear with the answer just now. If one dies in the state of jhana, it will take a long time for them to be reborn in the human realm again, Satu. They will have to remain in the realm of the jhanas until the strength of the jhana dissipated. Then it will be reborn in the human realm again. So it's like when you enter into jhana, you won't come out of jhana. After you only come out after your mindfulness that sends the mind into jhana weakens. When that happens, then you will come out of jhana. So it's the same way with the mind. When the body dies, if it has jhana, it will enter into jhana by the strength of mindfulness. But the strength of mindfulness will gradually disappear. Once that disappears or weakens, then it will then send the mind back into the realm of human again. Ama Ayugui, dear Ajahn, can you please explain whether first jhana is necessary for Sotapatti Magga? Thank you, Ajahn. Ama from Australia. You need the fourth jhana. So you have to go through the first, second, third in order to reach the fourth jhana. Once you reach the fourth jhana, then your mind will have equanimity, which is essential for you to use in order to become a Sotapanna. Because you need a mind that can let go of the attachment to the body, to the five khandhas. When see with wisdom that the five khandha is anicca, dukkha, anatta. NG Chung Tiam, Satu Satu. Pauling soon. Can we fight with our intention to go up while doing meditation? Yes, by increasing your mindfulness, such as reciting the mantra. Continue to chant or recite the mantra when you have the wish to get up. Keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto, or you can do chanting. Then you can remain sitting for a bit longer, or maybe much longer. If your mind can become calm again, then you can sit for another round without having to get up. Chonburi MTR Satu, Rangsa JW Satu, Yo SC Satu, Estelle King Shot, thank you. Gek Yen So, good morning Thanajan. I am looking forward teaching from Thanajan every week. Thank you. You're welcome. Phoebe Sang. Good morning, dear Venerable Ajahn. If someone has an infestation of bed bugs in their house and natural remedies do not work, what can they do? Bed bugs are extremely resistant and a big problem in my city. What to do when the only choice is to either live with the infestation or to move out and abandon the place. Yet the next occupant will most likely kill the bugs. Thank you. Well, if you want to be strict with your precept, then you just have to choose one or the other. There is another way, but you might sound a little bit I can't think of the word, but I'll explain. If you can contact the people who get rid of the bugs and ask them and tell them that you have bugs problem in your house, and if they volunteer their service to you, then you can let them do it for you without breaking the precept this way. As long as you don't ask them to do it for you, but if you tell them, and since they are happy to do it because they can make some money, then this is one way that you can do without breaking the precept. Just call the bug service and ask them if they do this thing or not. If they do, and if they say they're happy to do it for you, then it's their karma, it's not your karma. So you are not breaking the precept this way. But if you feel that this is a bit circumventative, then you might have to move out or just live with the bug. Pauling soon. Is it the result of every meditation state is different? Example, being beginning state, getting nimitta, and so on. Well, meditation for everybody might be different. But eventually the result will be the same. When the mind eventually achieve the fourth jhana, in which the mind will become calm, peaceful, empty, and has equanimity and happiness. Sometimes you can have nimittas, and sometimes you don't have nimittas. Once you get to the fourth jhana, it will be all the same. Tin Jack, dear Ajahn, I am Jack from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. May you be well, and thank you for spending your precious time with us again. Can you please advise if one is facing confrontation, hearing things that one does not desire, and not getting the expectation that one should expect? At those moments, how should we maintain our mindfulness and not breaking our precepts? After going through them, how should we also tell ourselves to let go of them and come back to our present moment? Thank you. Well, when you're facing problem and you don't want to react, then you have to keep reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then this will give you strong mindfulness to not to do anything, such as breaking the precepts. After you have gone through this, then you can teach your mind that this is the way things work in this world. Things are anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So if you don't want to have any problem with everything, you have to learn to accept them as they come by making your mind not non-reacting. Just try to remain in equanimity and accept things like you accept the weather. Look at everything like you look at the weather. Something that you cannot control. Something that you have to learn to live with, good or bad. Because you have to live with aging, sickness, and death. So these are the same thing. You just have to learn to accept these things. Once you can accept them, then you will not be hurt by them. Low beaming, sadhu, sadhu. Shayam Nama Gurung, sadhu, sadhu. Inilam, hi Prajan. Are there 13 levels of meditation inside before one arrives to the stage of an area as claimed by a mindfulness guru, and sound so different from the teachers who are consistent with the 4 stages of enlightenment, beginning with the realization of Sakaya Ditti? Well, there is actually 10 fetters that you have to get rid of from your mind. These are the first stage. You have to get rid of the first 3 fetters, such as Sakaya Ditti, Silapata Paramasa, and Vichikicha, by developing wisdom on the nature of the 5 khandhas. When you see that the 5 khandhas are anicca, dukkha, anatta, you will let go of your attachment, and then you will find peace. You'll see the working of the 4 noble truths, and you will have no doubt any longer in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And you also see that your problem is with your cravings, not with anything else. So you don't need to do any rituals to get rid of to solve your problems. You will solve your problem by getting rid of your cravings. So these are the example of vipassana or insight. You have to see the anicca, dukkha, anatta nature of the 5 khandhas. Then you will achieve the first level of enlightenment. Then you go on to the next two levels by seeing the asubha nature of the body to get rid of the two additional fetters. Then you go up to the fourth level, in which you will see the anicca dukkha anatta nature of the mind. Then you will get rid of the rest of the remaining five fetters. This is the stage of insight practice. Shiva A. Dear Ajahn, good morning from India. I am going on with the practice, but sometimes mind getting very restless and sometimes very calm, going through a contrast. This is normal for beginners when mindfulness is not yet consistent, not always there. As you develop stronger mindfulness and more continuous mindfulness, then the up and down of the mind will be lessened until it will eventually be stable all the time. Chonburi Lo, Ajahn, when I observe the 8 precepts on Uposatha days, can I read news on news feed and the messages on WhatsApp? It depends on how strict you want to observe these 8 precepts. Ideally, is not to observe anything at all, not to watch anything at all. You close your eye, you cut off your eyes from all the objects, of the sensual objects that can cause agitation or restlessness to your mind. But if you don't want to be that strict, you can separate what you see and what you cannot see. You can see things that is essential to your living, like the news. But you should not see things that is not essential, such as things for entertainment. So it depends on what level of practice you want to do. You can choose to be very strict and to be half strict. Akaliko Satu Lumpur. Shiva A. Thank you, dear Ajahn. Sunny Lim, good day, Ajahn. Satu, Satu. Kim Nai Tan, Satu. Suchart Y, Satu. Phoebe Sang, thank you for answering my question about the bedbugs. Please can you explain further? If the extermination company offers their service and we accept, what about our intention to exterminate the bugs? It's okay because we have the determination, but you did not have the action. So karma is not completed on your part. So just merely having the determination does not constitute a karma yet. You have to have the intention, and then you also have to have the action, and you also have to have the destruction of your object of intention to make karma complete. Does intention count towards breaking precept? I hope I have answered your question. Intention alone does not constitute breaking up the precept. You have to have the intention, the action, and the damage that results from your action. You have to have 3 things in order for you to break the precept. Okay, Shiva A. Dear Ajahn, do the mind gets too intense if you go deeper in practice? No, the mind becomes calm, more calmer, and more relaxed. So don't worry about meditation. There's no harm in doing meditation. That's what I mean. Lenny Tan, Satu Satu, may you be well and happy, Ajahn. Suchart from Sabah, Satu. Lisa Rabinovich, hi Ajahn, there are times when I need to go places without my husband, but he gets upset and I feel guilty. I feel like I don't have enough metta. How do I know how much I should do for others and how much I need to do for me? From Israel, Ajahn. This depends on what is your objective. See? If your objective is to do things for yourself, then you will then spend more time doing things for yourself and less for other people. So you have to set up the priority or your objective so that you will know how much you should do for yourself and how much you should do for other people. But if you want to practice Dhamma, then you have to set up this objective, and then you have to disregard doing things for others temporarily. Do your Dhamma practice first until you became enlightened. Then once you became enlightened, then you can then devote the rest of your time doing things for other people, like the Buddha did. When the Buddha decided he wants to become enlightened, he went and seek seclusion in the forest, living alone, practicing only the Dhamma, until he became enlightened. After he became enlightened, then he devoted the rest of his time, of his life, to do things for other people, teaching the Dhamma for other people for 45 years. So this is how you have to prioritize. You first have to do things for yourself. Once you have finished doing things for yourself, then you can do things for other people. Lo Elsa, Satu, Satu. Willie Siana, good morning Tanajan, I'm Willie from Indonesia. I would like to ask, why do we have the tendency to compare ourselves with other people? Like, am I better or worse than the other people? This is just the way how we measure ourselves. See? We all want to know where we stand, so we need somebody to compare with us, that's all. It's simple, like that. It's okay to compare, because comparison can maybe improve yourself. You can improve yourself this way. If you compare yourself with the Buddha, then you know that you have lots of things to do for yourself to become like the Buddha. But if you compare yourself to someone who is less advanced than you, then it might make you become lazy and not try to advance yourself further. So this is something that you have to use. It's okay to compare yourself, but just compare using the Dhamma as the standard of measurement, not any other thing. Compare yourself with other people, like they keep the 8 precepts. Am I keeping the 8 precepts or not? They meditate 10 hours a day. Do I meditate 10 hours a day or not? This is something that you can do. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't worry about this tendency to compare yourself with other people. Just compare on the right standard of measurement. Don't compare other people, how rich they are as compared to you, how beautiful they are as compared to you. This is not something you want to use as the standard of measurement. You want to use the Noble Eightfold Path as your standard of measurement. Am I keeping the 8 precepts? Am I keeping the 5 precepts? Do I give dana? These are the things that you can compare yourself with other people. So that if you know that you are doing less than them, then you want to increase your practice. Is this what is called conceit in the fetters for arahantship? No. And so does it mean that it can only be fully eliminated when someone has achieved arahantship? I wouldn't worry about it too much right now. It's too much, too deep for you to understand. Right now, just try to get mindfulness, get jhana first, and then become a sotapanna and so forth first. Eventually, when you get to the last step, you will understand that eventually. But right now, it's too far ahead of you. Don't know too much. Sometimes knowing too much can be a hindrance to your practice. I'm Ming, hi Ajahn, bow to you and Triple Gem. I am Ming from Malaysia. Thank you. Annie Lam, thank you. Ringa Devaraj, Pante, how are you doing? I am focused on reading Sutta. listening to Dhamma, volunteering in the monastery, but I am not focused on getting a job. It's very important for me to survive. How can I put my mind into focus on getting the job and preparing for interviews and career exams, sharing many merits, sadhu, sadhu. If you want to get a job, then you have to focus on doing the things that require you to get a job. Prepare yourself for interview and prepare yourself with the knowledge and ability to do the job. So then during this time you can suspend your Dhamma practice temporarily and focus solely on getting hired, getting a job. Once you have got your job, then you can then come back and practice the Dhamma on your free time. But right now, you should focus all your effort on getting the job first. Pauling soon, I can feel absorption through my breathing while sitting. After longer time, it comes calmness in my mind and feel joy in my sitting. May I know this is what result? It's the result. Whether it's jhana or not, I don't know, and you should not worry about it. Just keep doing it and keep practicing it. Your mind will become calmer and calmer, and eventually it will reach equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can say that this is jhana. Equanimity is that the mind doesn't react to any emotion, no love, hate, fear, or delusion. From Tik Seng Tan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Phoebe Sang, thank you for answering my question. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Victor Uy, good afternoon, Ajahn. Is chanting necessary in Buddhism? Chanting is a way of developing mindfulness, but it's not the only way to develop mindfulness. You can recite a mantra, or you can focus on your body action. So you don't need to chant, if you don't want to chant, but you need to develop mindfulness. So you have to do either reciting the mantra all the time, all day long, or keep focusing on what you do with your body. If you're walking, you have to be walking with your body. If you are eating, you have to be eating with your body, for instance. Then this will give you mindfulness strong enough for you to sit and meditate to get into jhana. How about just doing meditation without chanting? You can do that. If you can meditate, if you can focus your attention on your meditation object, then you don't need to chant. But if you cannot focus yet because your mind is scattered and restless, then you might need to use chanting to calm your mind down and make it more collected before you can concentrate on your meditation object. Would Ajahn recommend what best mantra to chant every day? Well, in Buddhism, in the Thai forest tradition, we use Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. But you can use any mantra, such as Buddho, Namo, Sangho, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. This can also do. You can choose whichever one you like. It's up to your preference. Choose the one that you feel comfortable and you can maintain it to develop your mindfulness. Visakhali, Sadhu, Sadhu. Renga Devaraj. Pante, after collecting the powerful meritorious deeds like dana, bhavana, and sila, can I share the merits to departed relatives during my morning prayers from my house? I should share the merits to the departed relatives only when I am in the temple or monastery. You can share your merits anywhere, anytime, if you have merits to share. And the easiest way to get merits is to give dana, because it's almost instantaneous. Once you give dana, you have a good feeling. This good feeling is what we mean by merit. You can share this good feeling of contentment with other departed beings. But as far as the other practice like Sila and Pavana, I don't think you have the result yet because you haven't yet fully accomplished this practice. So you might think that you are making merit, but you're just actually developing it. You haven't yet achieved the result of your practice. So normally we don't share our merit for meditation or keeping the sila because it's not yet complete. It doesn't yet bring fruit to our mind. So what we usually do if we want to share merit is to give to charity, practice dana. Once you have given dana, then you can then share this merit with other departed beings. Anywhere, anytime. As soon as you have this feeling, just then you can then dedicate this feeling of contentment and happiness for the departed. Eli Hassan, Ajahn, I also want to say thank you for your teaching regarding using Ubeka as my tools. When applying metta, fail to keep mindful whenever facing problems and people in daily routine. Really powerful. I can fix my temper immediately. That's right. Ubeka is the best tool if you cannot do anything else. Christine Kutkowski, do you understand much about the power practice with Anita Bhuta? Hope you are well and feeling happy. I am from Indiana in the USA. No, sorry, Christine. I don't know anything about the practice of Anita Buddha. It sounds like it's Mahayana practice. It's probably another way of using the mantra to calm the mind, to develop mindfulness. That's about all that I can see from this point. Thank you for your donation to the family, the needy family. I think they much appreciate your help. Make their living better. Pauling soon. I'm just doing my path to doing practice and not bored whether I am getting calmness or joy or not. Is it right, Ajahn? Yes, it's right. Just to be happy with the practice. Don't expect the practice to always give you the result. Just be happy that you can do the practice. It's good enough. The result will come later, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, depends on how strong your mindfulness is. Felicia Chan, good afternoon, Ajahn from Malaysia. Thanks so much for Ajahn teaching. Sadhu. Choi Lei Kun, Sadhu. Chukboi Lo, Ajahn, will I be breaking the fifth precept if I add a certain sauce which contains some alcohol in my cooking? If you don't want to be absolutely 100% strict, then no. But if you want to be 100% strict with your precept, then you should not put anything that contains alcohol into your food for consumption. C.K. Sai, good morning, Prajan. My reverence to your Dhamma practice. I am now watching your live Q&A. Do you change schedule? I don't have schedule really. This is just a sort of a come and go thing. Whenever I'm available and ready, I come on. So I don't consider this to be the schedule. But normally I will try to do once a week on Sunday during this time. But this doesn't mean I have a schedule. Because when having a schedule, I feel committed. And if I don't do it, I feel that I'm wrong. So I don't want to commit myself to anything. But I try to do it once a week on Sunday morning, like right now. I also have another meeting on Tuesday night. This one is a Zoom meeting in which you can come in and talk directly to me on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Thailand time. So I have these 2 meetings live to connect with you. Sunday morning about 11 something, and then Tuesday night at about 8 p.m. I'm talking using my time in Thailand, so your time can be different. Monday morning live is so much better for me. Thank you very much, Ajahn. You're welcome. Renka Devaraj, what does it say if the person has all the artistic skill like painting, singing, music in this life? Is it the past karma showing the purpose of this life? And what will happen if he doesn't use those skills in this life and ignore them and pursuing to triple gem? Will that person reborn to pursue the same skill again? Will the samsara keep continuing till he develops a great skill in those arts? Sadhu, sadhu. The skills that you have developed will go with you in your next lifetime. Just like the skill that you have developed in your past life, it will follow you into this lifetime. If you are skillful in painting, you will find that you are skillful in painting in this life. So this is something that you develop by continuously doing the same thing, like painting, singing, and so forth. But these things are not kind of skill you need to become enlightened. In order to become enlightened, you need to develop a different type of skill. And the type of skill that you need to develop is the practice of dana, sila, and bhavana. Once you start to develop the practice of dana, sila, bhavana, then you will become skillful in these practices. And should you die before you became enlightened, then this skill will follow you into your next life. So if you find that the skill that you have right now does not help you to become enlightened, then you should switch and choose the skill that do bring you enlightenment, which is the practice of dana, sila, and bhavana, or charity, keeping the precepts, and meditation. Michael Hanford, hi. Chuk boy, I'm not Ajahn. Though may painfully I ask, why on earth would you want to disrupt your peace of mind with news feed during a precept or during your everyday life? They are designed to catch and grab your attention, pulling your mind away into worry. There are never news feed about happy kittens, if you get my meaning. Google down dopamine detox. What you read will put a new light on your smartphone as it relates to mindfulness. Okay, this is Michael Hanford reply to Chuboi. Pauling soon, if our departed relative had passed away longer time, once we chant to send merit to them, do they receive? It depends if they're waiting for your merit or not. Usually not. Normally, when we want to share the merits to the departed, we have to have some knowledge of it. Like they might come into your dream and ask for help, but otherwise, it's usually no one waiting for your merit. They are not waiting for your merit. So, but we do it anyway, just in case. If they happen to be waiting for your merit, but we don't really know if they do or not. From Ali Hassan, yes Ajahn, definitely true. Peace depends inside, not outside. Mind doesn't react to emotion by seeing or hearing surrounding. Randy Lim, Prajan, Suchart, Abhijato, Sadhu, Sadhu. Chuk Boy Lo, thank you Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kenneth Tan Kibo, greeting Ajahn, may you be well and happy. Ong Bihun, Sadhu. Shiva A, dear Ajahn, sometimes mind comes up with doubts, but I know it is happening in the mind only, but my emotions going toward the mind. I'm not sure whether this is a question or not, so I have to skip. Renga Devaraj Pante, is it all right? Is it a right thought to have less friends interaction to avoid bad karma and unwholesome deeds? If you is intense in the practice of meditation, then it's the right thought. The Buddha teaches people who wants to meditate to disengage with connection with other people. In order to achieve result from your meditation practice, you need to be in solitude, live alone, have no connection, don't mingle with other people. Chu Chin, good afternoon and my respect to Tan Ajahn. Chu Chin, I am from Malaysia. Maybe Satu, Satu, Satu. We have about another 8 minutes or so. So let me take a drink of water first. Meli, Satu, Satu. Polling soon. I used to have a dream from my friend has passed away badly. Make me short, do this dream real? Dream a dream, you don't know whether it's real or not until you can prove it for yourself. If you cannot prove, then you have to consider it just to be a dream and not real. But sometimes dream can be real also, but you need to know the difference yourself. No one else can teach you this but yourself. Polling soon. Thank you very much, Ajahn. Okay. Well, I have another 7 minutes left before the 1 hour mark. So if you are still typing questions or not typing questions, you can still send in your question now. There's still about 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes left. Ali Hassan, thank you Ajahn for the teaching. Good day to all Kalayanamita. Stay safe and practicing Dhamma in daily life. See you all again online. You're welcome. Hope you are well and continue with your practice. Mindfulness is the most important practice that you have to do in conjunction with your other activities. Just be mindful with what you do, then you are developing mindfulness. So that when the time for you to meditate, you can then focus on your meditation object and enter your mind into calm and peace, into samadhi. From Lin Lim, Satu, Satu. From Kwan Patum Napa, Satu, Satu. From Leng Devaraj, Pante, please explain the practices to eradicate 5 hindrances. There are 5 hindrances, then each hindrance has a specific way of dealing with them. Like if you have doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then you have to study more of the Buddha's teaching, study more about the Buddha history. Then as you learn more about the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, then your doubt can be eradicated or get rid of. If you have anger, then you should develop metta or loving kindness by forgiving the person that made you angry. So these are the way of getting rid of your hindrances. Pauling soon. If If let's say I want more perfect results, so I think have to isolate my family. Yes, temporarily from time to time. If you cannot separate yourself from your family permanently, but if you can separate yourself from your family permanently, like the Buddha did, then you should get the result, more result and quicker result. Ali Hassan, I will Ajahn, Sadhu. Kwan Liman, dear Ajahn, thank you for the answers. So one should not die in the state of jhana to continue the path. Otherwise, it will take too long to be reborn as human. Sadhu, sadhu. This question is not highlighted. Lion Honda. Ajahn, can we have physiotherapy with the opposite sex during a precept? No, you should not be participating any activity with the opposite sex, because it can lead to sexual desire and sexual intercourse eventually, which will cause you to break the 8 precepts. Chini Ling Ching, is it necessary to incorporate sutta studies and practice? Just some of the sutta, or just know enough as to how to practice. You don't have to study all the suttas. Just study the major suttas, like the first sutta, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Satipatthana Sutta, for instance. That's about all the sutta you need. 2 or 3 suttas can then teach you how to do the practice. From Sunny Loon, dear Ajahn, greetings to you from Penang, Malaysia. If one develops the perception of anicca, dukkha, anatta, one can also develop an equanimous state of mind. Yes, once you see the thing that you have attachment or desire for as being dukkha, causing you dukkha, then you will stop your desire. Then your mind will become it will become equanimous, meaning it will not react or reach for those things that you see as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Okay, we only have about 2 minutes left, so please don't send in any more questions, because I have to go pretty soon. From Erwin Huang, Sadhu, Sadhu, Shiva A. Dear Ajahn, is it possible to meditate laying down on bed? I try, but I can't. Normally, if you meditate in bed, you will usually go to sleep. So it's not a position preferred. It's not a preferred position. You should sit or stand or walk for meditation practice. Please stop sending in your question, because we are running out of time already. Kwan Liman, dear Ajahn, one should just die naturally than dying in the state of jhana. Is it right? No, you can die in any way. If your mind has jhana, it will enter into jhana, even when not sitting in meditation. Because once the mind knows how to get into jhana, it will do automatically at the time of death. Sulan Ui, thank you Ajahn for your compassion. What is the purpose of maintaining tidiness, cleanliness day in, day out when things is bound to get messy? This is a way of making you diligent, not lazy. And it's also good hygiene to keep things clean. And also an indication of your being mindful or not being mindful, because you need mindfulness to keep things clean. If you don't keep things clean, usually it means you don't have mindfulness. You just let things gather all over the place. It means you're lazy and you're having no mindfulness. So maintaining tidiness and cleanliness is a way of developing mindfulness and diligence. Are we doing it out of craving for things to maintain the same way perfect? What is the mindset we should carry to discharge duties day in, day out, despite knowing things are bound to get messy naturally? That's what this just as I said, you do it because it's good healthy, it's good health for your body to have a clean place and a tidy place. Also, it's good for your mind to see things in order. Things like when you go to a store, you want to, the store usually put things nice, tidy, and clean to attract your attention, to make you feel good. So it's the same way with your house. You should keep it clean and tidy to make you have a good feeling when you see things that are in tidy and clean. It's also a way of developing your mindfulness and your diligence to get rid of your laziness and not having mindfulness. Roland Isaacson, thank you. Renka Devaraj, thank you Pante for answering all the questions. Many merits to you, Satu Satu. Falling soon, okay, thank you, great teacher. Renka Devaraj, be well and safe. Hi Rinoli, thank you very much. Renka Devaraj, sending love and compassion from Toronto, Canada. Anumodana Pante, see you next week. Jenilin, may Mahajan be well and happy. Uipo Hoa, thank you. Henrik, Ing An, Anumodana. Tik Seng Tan, thank you Ajahn. Sulan Ui, Satu Satu. Well, that's about all the time I have for today. I hope this meeting can help you somewhat in your understanding of the Buddhist practice of dana, sila, and bhavana, and help you advance in your practice that will eventually lead you to full enlightenment within this lifetime. So for the time being, I hope you will stay healthy, stay safe, and stay mindful, and keep on practicing the Dhamma. Until the next time, I have to say bye-bye. Thank you.